Hey, this is Super Game Ghost, and you're watching Japan's 10 most expensive PS1 games. Let's start. Gagaga no Kitaru is a 2D side-scroller developed by Konami and released exclusively in Japan for the PS1 in 2003. The game is based on the popular 1960s Gagaga no Kitaru manga and anime series created by Shigeru Mizuki. It was released as a celebration of the creator's 80th birthday. The game itself centers around the adventures of Kitaru, a supernatural spirit boy who fights to protect humans from evil spirits. The game features detailed 2D sprite-based graphics that capture the spooky and whimsical aesthetic of the Gagaga no Kitaru series. The character designs and environments are richly detailed and are faithful to the original manga and anime. Gagaga no Kitaru is worth $320. Lomax, also known as Lomax in Lemmings Land, is a platformer developed and published by Psygnosis in 1996. It later saw a Japanese release in 1998. The game is a spin-off of the popular Lemmings series. The story follows Lomax, a lemming knight, on a quest to rescue his friends who have been transformed into monsters by the evil magician Evil Ed. Lomax must traverse various worlds and levels to save his friends and defeat Evil Ed. The game is known for its colorful and detailed graphics, featuring hand-drawn sprites and vibrant environments. The Japanese version of Lomax is worth $400. Sokyo Gurentai, also known as Terra Diver, is a vertical scrolling shooter developed by Raising and published by Electronic Arts Victor in 1997. This game was not released outside of Japan. The game is set in a futuristic world where players take control of advanced fighter aircraft to combat an array of enemies and large bosses. The storyline involves a corporate war in a dystopian future with the player piloting one of 4 different fighter planes. The game features a primary shot, bombs, and a unique lock-on laser system that allows players to target multiple enemies simultaneously. Sokyo Gurentai consists of multiple levels, each with distinct themes and end-level bosses. Boss fights are notable for the intricate patterns and challenging difficulty. Sokyo Gurentai is worth $430. Blade Arts is an action-adventure game developed by Tease Music and published by Enix. The game was released exclusively in Japan on March 30th, 2000. The story of Blade Arts centers around a young adventurer named Ayato, who was on a quest to uncover the secrets of an ancient civilization and protect his world from an impending threat. The game's narrative involves mystical elements and is set in a fantasy world inspired by various mythologies. Blade Arts combines elements of action, adventure, and puzzle solving. Players control Ayato as he explores different environments, battles enemies, and solves puzzles to progress through the story. Unfortunately, thanks to the language barrier, I got stuck in the very first level and couldn't figure out how to get past this one area. From what I can tell though, this game is something like Tomb Raider with a male Lara Croft. Probably. Blade Arts is worth $500. Serial Experiments Lane is an interactive visual novel/adventure game, developed and published by Pioneer LDC and released exclusively in Japan on November 26, 1998. The game is based on the Serial Experiments Lane anime series, which was directed by Ryotaro Nakamura. The game is known for its deep psychological narrative and unconventional gameplay mechanics that complement the anime's themes of reality, identity, and the impact of technology on society. The game serves as both a continuation and an expansion of the anime storyline. It delves deeper into the life of Lane Iwakura, a teenage girl who becomes entangled in a series of mysterious events related to a virtual world called The Wired. The game's story is non-linear and fragmented, reflecting the anime's complex and surreal narrative style. Players uncover the plot by exploring various pieces of information scattered across different interfaces. Lane is worth $700. LSD Dream Emulator is a surreal first-person exploration game developed and published by Asmic Ace Entertainment. It was released exclusively in Japan on October 22, 1998. I know what you're thinking, but this game isn't actually about recreational drug use. In actuality, the game is based on a dream journal kept by Hiroko Nishikawa, an employee at Asmik Ace, over a 10-year period. The journal, titled Lovely Sweet Dream, LSD, served as the primary inspiration for the game's content and design. LSD Dream Emulator aims to replicate the unpredictable and often bizarre nature of dreams. Each playthrough offers a unique experience with random and often strange events occurring throughout the game. Players navigate various surreal environments in a first-person perspective. There are no specific goals or objectives. The primary focus is on exploration and experiencing the game's dream-like world. LSD is worth $760. Harmful Park is a 2D side-scrolling shoot-'em-up game developed and published by Skythink System. It was released exclusively in Japan on February 14, 1997. Harmful Park is known for its colorful, whimsical graphics and lighthearted, humorous approach to the shoot-'em-up genre. The game is often described as a cute-'em-up due to its playful and cartoonish style. The game is set in a bizarre amusement park taken over by an evil scientist. The player controls one of two sisters, Harumi or Yuki, who pilot flying machines to combat the scientist's minions in order to reclaim the park. Players have access to 4 distinct food-related weapons, those weapons being jelly beans, pies, ice creams, and puddings. Players can switch between these weapons at any time to adapt to different enemy patterns and challenges. Harmful Park is worth $830. The Adventures of Little Ralph, known as Chipoke Ralph no Daiboken in Japan, is a 2D side-scrolling platform game developed by New Corporation and published by Datum Polystar. It was released exclusively in Japan for the PlayStation on September 3, 1999. The game follows the story of Ralph, a young man who has been transformed into a child by an evil demon named Valgo. Ralph embarks on an adventure to rescue his kidnapped friend and return to his original form. Along the way, he encounters various enemies and challenges in a fantastical world. Ralph wields a sword to defeat enemies. Combat system includes basic slashes, aerial attacks, and special moves that can be unlocked as the game progresses. The music in The Adventures of Little Ralph is composed by Hiroshi Sakamoto, known for his work on games such as Final Fantasy Tactics and Vagrant Story. Little Ralph is worth $850. Yuyami Dori Tankentai is a horror-driven adventure game developed by Human Entertainment. It was released exclusively in Japan on March 26, 1999. Yuyami Dori Tankentai centers around a group of high school students who investigate urban legends and supernatural occurrences in their town. The game unfolds as a series of episodic stories, each focusing on different eerie and mysterious events that the students encounter. The overarching narrative ties these episodes together as the characters delve deeper into the town's dark secrets. Players control the characters from a side-scrolling perspective, exploring various locations around the town. The gameplay involves investigating environments, interacting with objects, and conversing with NPCs to gather information. Yuyami Dori Tankentai focuses on creating a tense and unsettling atmosphere rather than relying on graphical horror. The game uses ambient sound, eerie music, and subtle visual cues to build a sense of dread. Yuyami is worth $900. Yo-Yo's Puzzle Park is a puzzle action game developed by IREM and published by Atlas for the PlayStation 1. It was released in Japan in 1997 as well as Europe in 1999. Yo-Yo's Puzzle Park combines elements of puzzle games along with action gameplay. Players navigate through various stages, solving puzzles and defeating enemies in order to progress. The core mechanic involves using various weapons and tools to interact with each stage's environments and enemies. Players also activate switches and manipulate other objects in order to clear a stage of every enemy in order to progress to the next stage. The game features colorful, cartoon-like 2D graphics with detailed character sprites and vibrant backgrounds. The visual style is lighthearted and appealing, which really contributes to the game's charm. Yo-Yo's is worth $1,000.
Thanks for watching. Check out my other videos.